Talk about some ass. Woo! All right, I love ass. Welcome to the Whissel Way Podcast. My name is Kyle Whissel, your host with Whissel Realty Group and eXp Realty here in San Diego.
And I am Bryan Koci, the marketing director here at Whissel Realty Group.
And the goal of our show is to give you the tools, techniques, and tactics that you need to go out there and crush it in your business, whether that be real estate, mortgage, or really just any business out there. And our goal is to do it in 30 minutes or less. So if you enjoy the show today, we'd really appreciate it. If you're watching on YouTube, give us a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and the little bell so you get notified of future episodes. If you're listening on one of the podcast platforms, you could hook us up with a review. That really helps us out so we can share the message with more people. On our show, rather than guessing what it is you want to hear about, we just listen to what you want to hear about. And you can do that or tell us what you want to hear about by going to thewhisselway.com, thewhisselway.com. You can ask us questions on there. You can join our Facebook group, subscribe to the podcast, the YouTube channel, join our referral network, and find out about upcoming events. So we have like our Media Mayor Mastermind, which we're taking a course that we've traditionally done live, but we're sick of waiting for COVID to be over. So we're going to build this into a badass digital version of this course that we normally charge $2,500 for and break it down to a much more manageable cost. And it's basically taking everything Bryan and I have learned about creating videos over the last 6+ years and condensing it down into a fantastic course for you to shortcut your learning curve so you can get out there and crush it with videos. So again, go to thewhisselway.com.
Good. Got some more anxiety coming on because we got to build that whole thing out.
Yeah, it's all good.
Cool. Whatever.
Let's go, Bryan. I got unicorn jerky in the office.
I've nenever considered it as much as I have today. Anyway, so today, Kyle, we are talking about the most
important. That should be my widget.
I thought about that. We are talking about, we did a Clubhouse room on this as well. But we are talking about the one and only G.R.E.A.T.
Yeah. You want to show yours?
No. It's not great. I don't think it exists.
Do you have no acetol disease?
Yes. Anyway, that's cool. I'm glad we went down that rabbit hole. So one of the things that we get asked all the time is, or that we hear even from our agents, I say, hey, let's do a video. They go, I don't know what to do it on, or even worse, they go, I want to do a video for everyone, for always, of all time. I say, who's your audience? And they say, everyone. I said, we got to break it down a little bit. So let's talk about, Kyle, you've done this several times. Let's talk about your G.R.E.A.T.
You love my G.R.E.A.T, don't you?
All right. So transition to Kyle. Go for it.
Oh, Bryan, I love making you uncomfortable.
Good.
Cool. All right, we're going to go ass in first here. So G.R.E.A.T is... it's not an analogy. What is it called?
Acronym.
Yeah, it's an acronym. So write this down. This is one you're going to want a pen and paper for. So grab a pen, grab a paper, start writing.
But Kyle, what if they don't have a pen and paper? They're driving. How may they get this information?
Oh, if you want this checklist, you can just go to my Instagram and hit the link in my bio, and you can get this checklist. My Instagram handle. I'm not like a lot of people who make this shit confusing. It's pretty simple. It's just at Kyle Whissel.
Problem solved.
So it's not a Killer Kitty 69 or something stupid like that. Like
already taken.
My Instagram handle is my freaking name, as should yours. If you got to put an underscore or something in there, that's fine. But make your Instagram handle your name. Like, don't make yourself hard to be found on social. Like, it's probably not smart. So yeah, if you guys want a copy of this checklist, if you're driving, you miss any part of it, just go find me on Instagram and hit the link in my bio, and you can get all that detail on there. And the Whissel Way link is there, and the Media Mayor Mastermind link is there. All that fun stuff is there.
All right, we're 3.5 minutes in. Let's start giving some value.
Let's talk about some ass. Woo! All right, I love ass. So, it's important here, Bryan. This is like the most important part of the whole thing. I love how comfortable you get. This is great. All right, so ass, guys. You got to have a good ass. So...
I love ass.
All right.
I was thinking every piece of this is going to be anyways.
They're all reels. Every video you shoot, first and foremost, you got to have an audience in mind. Quit trying to be all things to all people with your videos. Pick a specific audience. Are you targeting agents? Are you targeting buyers? Are you targeting sellers? Are you targeting move-up buyers? Are you targeting move-down sellers? Are you targeting first-time buyers? Are you targeting military buyers?
Relocation
Are you targeting
buyers.
Relocation buyers, relocation sellers? Like, have an audience in mind before you ever create a video. That's what the A is. Always have an audience in mind, and so you could speak to that particular audience. Something that you'll find, Bryan and I, we learned this. You actually just shot radio. You didn't do radio, but you listened to it. No, you popped on toward the end. Yeah. So something I learned when we used to have a radio show before podcasting is my coach at that time taught me about the fact that whenever you're shooting videos or talking on the radio, you never want to talk about, hey, San Diego, so all you guys out there that are listening, hey, everyone, like you want to talk to an individual. So that's another important part of this, which is not specifically tied into the G.R.E.A.T, but it is. Because when you have the audience in mind, you want to talk to that one individual. So if you're shooting a video that's for, relocating military families, right? Like that's your audience. Talk to that one person. Always talk like you're talking to somebody, not everybody. So you do that via words like, hey, if you're watching this video right now, what I want you to do next is I want you to go to this website. When you get there, click this link and you're going to get that. Like talk to one person, because when somebody's listening, they want you to feel, or they want to feel like you're talking to them, directly to them, not to everybody. Nobody wants to be just a number. Everybody wants to be somebody. So always have an audience in mind.
One of the things I heard, just to add on to that, video is conversation at scale. And if you think about it that way, you're not talking on stage to 10,000 people. You are talking to one person, and then one person, and then one person, and one person. It's just conversation at scale.
Yeah, I mean, not a lot of people are watching your Facebook video with a group. They're watching it by themselves, so talk to them.
Yep. As
though they're the only one. Next up is the situation. So this is a situation you want to solve. So situation could be the audience is, let's say it's a military buyer who's relocating to San Diego. So the situation is exactly that. Hey, are you moving into San Diego and you need a home near a military base? Right? That's the situation, is they're relocating here. They don't know where to live. They just know what base they're stationed at. That's their situation, or problem if you prefer. Something Tom Ferry's always said is we solve problems for a profit. So the better job we can do of solving problems, or right, APS doesn't sound nearly as cool as A.S.S. So that's why we went with situation instead of problem.
I know.
So we solve problems for a profit, right? So help understand what is the problem you're trying to solve for somebody. If somebody's going to watch your video, what problem are you going to solve for them, or what is the situation you're going to solve for them? And then the last thing is the solution. So if the problem or the situation is that somebody's relocating to San Diego and they're getting stationed at North Island, well, they need to know where to live, and you're going to be the solution to help them understand where people that are moving to San Diego that are in the military that get stationed at North Island, where do they typically live? What's going to be the best place for somebody to live who's getting stationed there? So you're going to provide them that solution in your video.
One thing that I really love about doing solutions is having a checklist. This is very BuzzFeed worthy of, the top 3 places to live when moving to San Diego. Doing top 3, top 5, top 7. And this is going to come back into the T portion of G.R.E.A.T. But having that checklist allows a really, really strong call to action, which we're going to get to in a minute.
Yeah, people love top 3, top 5, top 7. For some reason, the odd numbers do better than the even numbers. There's some psychological study that's done on that.
Top 6 is weird.
Yeah, but top 1, 3, 5, 7. Yeah. Only top 10 is the only time when evens start to become cool. So that's your ass, right? That's your ass. Audience, situation, solution. Next, we're going to move on to the great end of the ass. So in order for that ass to be great, you're going to write down this acronym, G.R.E.A.T. I love it. You don't even know what to say. This is fantastic. All right. So what is the G? The G stands for grab attention. When you are shooting a video, if the first thing somebody sees is just you talking into a camera, nothing appealing around you, there's no motion, you're just a blah, boring talking head, it's going to be tough to grab somebody's attention. If for whatever reason that is unavoidable, the first words out of your mouth better grab their attention. If you're shooting a video and the first 3 seconds are, hey everybody, it's Kyle Whissel, your friendly realtor here, and saying, like, done. Nobody's going to watch that shit. So some of the things that you can do in shooting your videos is start with something that's very attention worthy. So some of the things that could be, I mean, if you're even shooting a Facebook Live video, Sharon Srivatsa is the first person I saw do this, where like he's going live and he just like does some little jazz hands in front of the camera. like before he starts talking. But at least as you're scrolling through the feed, you see something. You're like, what the hell is that? Is he making a butterfly? Like, what's going on? But it at least like stops your scroll, right? You got to create something that's going to stop the thumb. It's called thumb stopping. Or you could do something like we do. We've done a lot of food videos. Is something we become known for. Like, would somebody rather see my face at that first split second, or like a sexy shot of a juicy hamburger being split open with macaroni and cheese pouring out of it? Like, that's going to grab their attention. If you're shooting a property video, do you want to show a picture of the house first? Or what if you showed a picture of the actual sign that's at the entrance to the community? Because what I can tell you is, like, the house where I live is in a community called Sky Ranch, but it looks exactly the same as a house that I've shown before that's in Westchester, that's in, an hour away from here. And it looks like the home that's in Weston that's, 30 minutes away from here. And it looks like the home that's in Broadridge, it's, 45 minutes away. They all look the same. So nobody recognizes, like, oh, that's in my neighborhood. Like, it's just a house. It doesn't have any significance unless I know that it's relevant to me. So a little hack is to stand at the sign to the entrance of the community, and you can actually grab a lot more attention that way. So if I'm standing in front of the Sky Ranch sign, as opposed to standing in front of the house, the Sky Ranch sign is going to hook everybody who lives in Sky Ranch, or even the people that are in the general area, because they'll be like, oh, that's Sky Ranch. I know where that is. And it's going to stop the thumb because it's going to now make that video relevant to them, as opposed to it just being a house that looks like every other house in San Diego. So those are just a few ways to grab attention at the beginning of the video.
And if you guys are watching this on YouTube, you'll see Tom does a great job really taking something. I'm sure he's going to say the portion where you say, I love ass, says Kyle. Man, he's gonna include that from me. Tom is does a really good job of putting something really interesting in the that we've talked about in the segment, and throws it in the very beginning. Yep. So cool. Grab attention, also known as the hook. If you've heard it, you called the hook before, same thing.
Yeah, but there's good hooks and there's bad hooks, because you don't want to be on stage and get the hook. That means you suck.
Yeah, or get hit with a right hook, because that would hurt.
Brian's so off today.
Dude, I am so off today.
The R of great is repeat the situation. So let's say we're doing this video for a military family who's relocating to North Island here in San Diego. Well, what could I do to grab attention? North Island is a pretty freaking amazing place. It's part of Coronado Island. If I could do a really cool panoramic shot of like the Coronado Bridge that you like drive over on your way into North Island, like, that's going to grab their attention right out of the gate. Then I can come on camera and I can now repeat the situation, right? Because a lot of times, especially if your video's on YouTube, there's going to be a title of the video. So that's going to tell them what to expect in the video. But now when they watch it, I've got to repeat that situation or restate that situation. So now they get this cool shot panning of the Coronado Bridge, which is what you drive over on your way into North Island. So now I grab their attention. Then I get on camera and I get to talk, and now I need to talk to them about what is their situation. Hey, are you a military family that's relocating here to San Diego and you're not sure where to live? Watch this video for my top 3 tips on where to live if you're stationed at North Island. Like, that's going to get their attention. Like, holy shit, he's talking to me. Yep. Like, the imagery like hooked my attention. Then he's saying, oh, wow, I'm a military family. Wow, I gotta watch this video, right? Yep. So you got to repeat the situation at the beginning of the video so they know, like, yeah, this video is for me. Next up is explain the solution. So in this particular scenario, we just said top 3 places to live if you're getting stationed at North Island. Now I'm going to tell them about these 3 amazing places to live, right? Maybe one is to live on Coronado Island. If you've got the bucks, it's one of the best places in all of San Diego to live, and we talk about what makes it so great. Or maybe you like that urban lifestyle and very walkable, so maybe you want to be in downtown, which is just across the bay. Or you kind of have a family, you need some space, you want to sprawl out, and you want to go to one of the suburbs. Maybe you want to come out to Santee, right? So we talk about like a few of the different options, but you got to explain that solution to them, because you told them, here's your situation. Now let me give you the solution, whether that be a singular solution or multiple.
And a lot of people will do some of these, but not all of these. And when you look back at it and as it's spelled out, you go, well, that's silly. But we've even done stuff where we explain the solution, but we haven't really repeated the situation or the problem really well. And I think more damaging is when you tell the problem. Are you a military family moving to San Diego and stationed on North Island? and then no one tells them the answer. That's even worse. So make sure that you know what the problem is and you give them the solution, because otherwise you're like, yep, well, that's going to be a problem. See you later. Call me. And a lot of times people are like, hey, if you're moving there, call me and I'll help you. You skipped over half of our script that we've borrowed and enjoyed from a guy named Owen Video, who actually I think used to live here in San Diego. I think he moved to like Oregon or something.
Brian, how did you get cat hair on your microphone? Like, you just literally like breathe cat hair onto the microphone.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right. The A of great is to actually prove it. So if the solution in this scenario that we provided is these 3 places to live if you're stationed at North Island, like, let's prove that these are great places to live. So we're going to talk about, why is Coronado a great place to live? Why is downtown a great place to live? Why is the suburbs a great place to live? And then if you really want to add some emphasis to it, having a testimonial, whether it be a printed testimonial like a Google or a Zillow review, or in a perfect scenario, a military family that you've helped that's stationed at North Island who's like, oh my gosh, we met with Whissel Realty Group and they were phenomenal. They helped us explore all of San Diego and we settled on Coronado. We felt that this was the right place for us to live. We love the lifestyle here. We love to, go down to Orange and our favorite, little diner. We love Nicky Rotten's down there. They have the best burger. Like, when you could get like an actual military family that looks and talks like the person who's watching the video, like, it's over.
But even if you can't get that, utilizing other, say you just moved to San Diego and you wanted to do this video, you can connect with, literally just try and find people that live there, connect with business owners there, connect with the city council or the mayor. Like, you can literally use anyone to kind of try and help explain your solution better. That's a third party, a neutral
you could
third
literally
party.
just walk down the street. Like, Orange Avenue is the main road in Coronado. Like, if you walk down that road for 30 minutes and like, hey, would you just be willing to talk a little bit about what you love about living on Coronado? And you ask 20 people, you're going to get at least 2 or 3 that are going to say yeah.
And most of them will say they don't live there.
Yeah. But that could be a way to get some video, because when you get that like third party endorsement that like Coronado's a great place to live, that's more impactful than just you saying it.
Yep.
So that would be an example of how you could actually prove it, that's the Coronado's a great place to live if you're stationed at North Island. Cool. So that's the A, is actually prove it. Last, T, tell them what to do.
This is also known as your call to action.
Yeah. So what I recommend you do is that you assume that the person you are talking to watching your video, see what I did there, knows absolutely freaking nothing. You've got to assume that people are stupid. Never assume that somebody knows what you want them to do. Just like, right, what did I tell you to do at the beginning of this podcast was, if you enjoyed this podcast and you're watching on YouTube, go on and hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and then the notification bell so you can get updated of future episodes that we release. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Tell them what to do. Never assume that somebody knows what to do at the end of your video. You have to tell them what to do. Even Dan, I actually was going to give Dan Beer, one of my buddies here in San Diego, I was going to give him shit. He did a really good video. And then again, all right, guys, well, thanks for watching. Like, what the fuck is that? What do you mean? Like, thanks for watching. Like, that's how you're going to end your video? So you got to be really specific and tell somebody what you want them to do. So what's the other thing we told you to do earlier, right? If you missed any part of this video and you want to get the entire great-ass checklist, go to my Instagram. It's at Kyle Whissel, and hit the link in my bio, and you can get a copy of that checklist there. And that's exactly what you got to do in your video. You got to be very, very explicit in what you want somebody to do. Never, ever assume that they know what you want them to do. You've got to tell them exactly what to do.
One of the things that I really like that I alluded to earlier, again, you're doing the top 3 places, the top 5, the top 7, top 6 if you're a lunatic. You say, hey, look, these are the top 3 places to live, but I've got 10 more or 9 more or 13, whatever you have, great areas to live. Go to my website, download it, or click the link below, or text the number, and you can use a call action number and do really cool text stuff. Text info to this number, text top 10 to this number, and I will send you the top 10 places to live, which include, and this is the kind of teaser, the top 10 places to live, which include a shorter drive, a lower cost of living and a neighborhood that has the best beer in San Diego. Something like that. So, well, now I want to know. So, right, just like you can go to Kyle's Instagram, hit up his link in bio, get this list. It also includes the top 10 videos that we think you should shoot during COVID area. We built this, I don't know, 11 months ago.
Yeah.
And so we thought it was going to be a short-term thing. I looked at them 2 weeks ago. And yeah, these are still really good videos to do. So even if you got all this stuff, we still have something for you to give you value to get that information.
Love that.
Yeah.
So just tell them what to do and be clear on what it is. Don't give them like 10 different options. So you could like call me, you could text me, you could shoot me an email, you could like mail me something, you could go to my link in my bio, you could go here. Like, what? Just be clear, right? We're telling you exactly what to do. Go to my Instagram at Kyle Whissel, and there's a link in my bio. Hit that, and you can get the checklist. Like, just be clear. Drive them to one place. Like, don't make it like, wait, what did he say? What was that number? Like, make it easy for people.
Yep. And typically, we're doing things. It's a little different here because we're streaming on so many platforms. Typically, you want to give one call to action. Do this one option, not. You can call me here or text me here or email me here or go to my website here. One call to action per video. We're not doing a great job at that in this video, but typically one call to action per video.
Cool. All right, so just going to recap that whole thing. G, grab attention. R, repeat the situation. E, explain the solution. A, actually prove it. T, tell them what to do. And then the S. A, audience. S, a situation. S, solution. That is how you have a great ass and produce great videos. So just stick to that format. Every time you're creating a video, just use that great ass checklist, and that's going to make sure that you're really putting a complete video out there that really makes sense. It has a purpose, and it's going to drive people to do what you want them to do. Cool?
Yes.
All right, so the way we like to finish the show before we wrap up is something we refer to as the Whissel Widget of the Week. This is something we utilize in our business. It saves us time, makes us more money, or just helps us have more fun. What do you got, Bryan?
So this was, I mentioned him again, but apparently when you have a call with Jesse from Call Action, you talk about a lot of things he talked about. This is, I think, my third time bringing him up today. So one of the things that we're working on doing is including some GIFs in our call action campaigns. And one of the things he recommended, very, very much in line with this video, is tell them exactly what to do. He said, screen record your phone and show them the steps you want to do to take the action. And then use this app called Image Play, IMGPLAY. And you can turn it into a GIF or a GIF. Shut up. Let's just keep moving on. So I started messing around with it today. It looks like there is a free option. The paid option, I think, can remove the watermark. But it looks pretty cool from what I've seen so far. So Image Play is my widget of the week.
That's where you can make some good GIFs.
Moms like us choose GIF.
It's GIF, not GIF. All right, the one I want to share today is something that I use my time as my most valuable asset. It's cliche as hell, but it's so freaking true. And so in order for me to manage my time, I need to have a system to do that. I also, I have a large team here in San Diego and an even larger team across the world now that we've grown. And when people want to meet with me, I don't have time to play like, oh, will this work for you? Will this time work? What about this time? What about like, I don't have time for that shit. So I have a very simple system. It's called Calendly, Calendly, Calendly. They have a free option and a paid option. And it's fantastic because I can set up different types of events in there. So I have like a 15-minute call, a 15-minute Zoom, a 30-minute call, a 30-minute Zoom, right? I can have these different things built in there. Somebody wants to meet with me, talk EXP. Like I have all these different events in there. So I can just provide a link to somebody and they can go in and they could just book it. And it's synced up with my Google Calendar. I can set buffers. I can say like, hey, if it's a phone call, I just need like 15 minutes before and after. And somebody can book. If it's a Zoom, I need like 30 minutes before and after. If it's an in-person meeting, I need like 45 minutes before and after, right? You could set buffers so to make sure that you're not like squeezing appointments in where there's no room. You have total control over it. You can also build it out to where it can ask people a couple questions when they book with you. You can even have it send them like text reminders to make sure they don't forget about the appointment they set with you. So Calendly, fantastic. There's a free option or a paid option, which costs like $10 a month or something. It's totally worth it. So that's been huge for me. The busier I've gotten, the more I've relied on that. And then we talked about subdomains in a previous video, but I just registered a subdomain. I'm not going to give it out on this video because I don't want a bunch of random stuff in my calendar. But you could just register something like calendly.kylewhissel.com, something like that. So think about what you might want that beginning of your subdomain to be. So I don't have to remember like, hey, what's my Calendly link? Like calendly.123. Like I don't have time to remember that. So I just register a subdomain that's a shortcut that goes right in there. Or you could do a vanity URL that's like meetwithkyle.com, and that would drive to it. Either one of those would work, but Calendly is a fantastic, and there's a web version and there's an app version. So cool. Well, hopefully you guys got a lot of value out of the show today. If you have a question you want to have us answer on a future episode of the show, you can always go to thewhisselway.com. You can also subscribe to the podcast YouTube channel, join our referral network, and find out about upcoming events like our Media Mayor Mastermind, which is a deep dive into everything Bryan and I have learned over the last 6 years of creating video, kind of like what we did today. This was like one small segment of what we talk about at that event. So if you want more of that, make sure to go to thewhisselway.com. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure if you're watching on YouTube, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and the little notification bell so you get notified of future episodes. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure to give us a review. That stuff really, really helps us out and spreads the word about what we're doing here with the Whissel Way Podcast. So with that said, I want to thank you so much for tuning in.
See you guys.
Wait. Before you leave, I want to share some more tips and tricks that we're using in our business to take it to that next level. Just click right here. And don't forget to subscribe. Click right here.